like that and have the ball at the end with a chance to take the lead with 3 minutes left, and to have that interception happen, to turn around and give up a big run and pass interference on 3rd and long, obviously extremely disappointing. So credit to Maryland, they found a way to make one more play, but I know the guys in our locker room are pretty upset, pretty hurt right now. And as I told them, the things that cause winning and losing, it's not this mysterious thing out there. It's winning the turnover battle, 4th quarter shutouts, all the different things that we were not able to do tonight, and still had a chance to win. So I know we're pretty disappointed, but we'll regroup. So I'll see what questions you guys have.
On the first and goal, on the last drive, you didn't have to throw. Why did you guys throw the ball?
The first and goal play, you have to forgive me. I'm trying to think back to the play calling as it happened. The 3rd down play. I mean, I think for us, it was man. You have a corner out versus man. Their corner that was playing number 1 in man made an amazing play. He's playing. The guy just came off and saw the ball and picked it off. I think we're on that play we're trying to win the game. We're trying to. You think a corner route's going to either be incomplete or kick a field goal. So I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can do anything else on that. The play before that was a hand. The first down play was a handoff, and Chuba's taking 3rd down reps. It's not a zone read. It's just a handoff. He pulled the ball because the guy came up the field. Should have just handed it off. I haven't seen the tape. Maybe he saw something I didn't see. I think when he got outside the pocket and realized he had no protection, he threw the ball away. But that was a running play, run call. It was not a pass play or an RPO.
On the 3rd and go back to that, did everything go off correctly on that play? Or the routes run?
Yeah. It's 2 unders by 1 and 2 and a corner out by 3, right? And you play man. It's man. They go corners over. They chase 1 and 2, and you throw the ball to the corner out to number 3. And I'll have to wait and see the tape. The kid must have just looked up and saw the ball thrown. So I don't know if we they ran the right routes. I don't know what happened, or he made a great play.
Can you discuss the decision there with Jeff after the 2 turnovers and taking him out and putting Chuba in, and just what kind of life you thought he gave you on that last drive?
Yeah, I thought, obviously Heinrich went out there. We had discussed, Heinrich's been a little bit beat up lately. Like, hey, maybe we'll give Jeff a series. Heinrich came out with the ankle. They cleared him to go back in, but he was trying to run out there. He looked pretty like he was laboring. So we went with Jeff. We had 2 turnovers, really 3, but, 2. But the fumble just, as a quarterback counter, it's not there. We don't reverse field. It just, at some point, we have to just kind of execute the plays that are there. And so we don't need guys trying to make a play when it's not there. 2nd and 7, get the 3rd and 5, go for on 3rd and 5. So, just kind of said, hey, let's give Chuba a shot, And so Chuba, I thought, moved us down the field. And we were in position to, go win the game. Anytime you put the 3rd guy in who hasn't gotten as many reps, right, things can happen. The same play that he pulled the ball on, and it looked like a bad snap back in the end zone was the one he ran the ball out on. So those are just handoffs. Those aren't zone reads. But I thought maybe it was a bad snap because where I'm looking for, you can't tell. That's why he went and ran the ball. But, again, wanted to run the clock there, get the ball down tight, to have a safe 3rd down call and then kick a field goal and let the defense go win it. And but even with the fumble, as I told the team in there, there's always going to be different, obviously, narratives, which I understand. And obviously it's not good enough when you have that many turnovers yet again. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over again. It has to stop at some point. But I do expect our defense to go out there and get that stop. And they got obviously the pass interference, and then we're able to make a couple plays, go down and kick the field goal. So I think, all of us, in times like this have to say, what can we do better? What can I do better? And kind of go from there.
With those turnovers, I know you've said it's something that has to keep getting worked on and addressed. Is it something that you're not seeing, or it's getting better in practice, but then it's like kind of rearing its ugly head in game day? Or is it something that's still overall needing to be addressed?
Yeah, I mean, the first one, as you could probably tell, is pretty animated. We ran a double move, and I felt like we ran a slant and go, and I thought it should have been pass interference. I thought he got grabbed, and I was pretty animated. So, the quarterback sees the guy come running out of it. The second one, that's a quarters beater. It was man. That ball has, that play has to be checked. It wasn't checked, and then Jalen ran right by the safety. So, I think anytime you get to your second and third quarterback, obviously they're not getting the same reps. And so, the fumble obviously is a problem. You can't have that happen. So, I think anytime it's happening across multiple players, you have to, as a coaching staff, you have to sit there and say, well, we're obviously not getting it done. And, last thing I want to do is get up here and blame players. There's certain things that have to happen, which is okay to say that, but, it falls on my head to get it done. And, you saw the impact of us taking the ball away a few times. And, it's just, it's really, as I said to the guys, it's just a shame. It overshadows all the other good things that they're doing. When you have 4 turnovers and you lose 13-10, I mean, that's pretty hard to do. And so it means that we're, being physical and running the football and doing some other decent things. But, the passing game really is just not where it needs to be for us.
How complicated is that quarterback discussion now moving forward? I mean, you have 3 guys that have now played a lot for you. How do you kind of decide how you want to manage this thing going forward?
I think you just take it day by day. You get in there tomorrow and you see sort of, where's Heinrich at, physically. Heinrich's gift is that he's a dual threat player, and so if he doesn't have the ability to run and cut and do all those things, then that limits kind of what he can do. Chubba is getting back to being healthy, and so it was good to see him. It's good to see him have an opportunity to go play. So I think we just kind of get out there. We have to get out back tomorrow and just take it day by day, and hope that when we get to Tuesday, what we don't want to do is be waffling back and forth. We want to have somebody get the main reps, have someone else get the second best reps, and kind of go from there. But I would be lying to you if I told you I knew who that was going to be right now.
So Heinrich, you say it was ankle today?
Yeah, he came off. They took him in the tent, said it was ankle, so they cleared him. You could see him; he's kind of sprinting back and forth, but certainly, not at the level that he normally would play at.
You talked about wanting the guys to play loose, play free, and let them rip. Were you happy with the way that at least the defense played today and their attitude?
Yeah, I mean, I thought when it came to defensively, it's just, but it's the same thing, right? It's the same game. They're all the same games for us, right? Like it was, pretty dominant on defense for long stretches, and then, explosive pass, right? Dominant on defense and explosive pass, right? So, if we continue to minimize those things, we can be even better on defense. Took the ball away today, which was great. Yeah, I don't know if we sacked the quarterback or not, maybe once or twice. So I thought the defense came to play. I thought our special teams, we ran the fake punt early in the game on the first drive. We put Quentin Ives out there as a true freshman kick returner, Ethan Nation as a true freshman punt returner. Like, we were ready. We were going to play to win. So, and then offensively, I thought there were long times of just dominant, kind of downhill run game, right? We just if you don't convert third downs or create explosives, it's hard to maintain that. As I'm sitting out there, not that I would ever want someone hurt, but some of their guys were kind of beat up, and but you have to put the ball in the end zone when you have those opportunities, and just weren't able to do that.
Is Chubba in a place with his health? You just mentioned he's getting back, where if you had to go to him in a situation that wasn't just a drive like that, you needed him for a full game, that you could use him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd answer that better than me. I know, the other day they did the groin testing. They do it every week, and his strength was back to where it originally was. That being said, he definitely does have, something that, might require something at the end of the year. But, when his number was called, he went out there and he played, and, we're backed up on our own 4-yard line, right? He took us all the way down to the opposite 4 with a chance to score. I mean, you talk about moments that can ignite an offense and ignite a team. Like even in the first half, right, we take the ball all the way down the field. We go for 4th and 2, we get it. We get down to the 27-yard line. That was a tough call for me because Ed had said the 25-yard line because of the wind today. And, we thought, hey, let's go for 4th and 2 with the wind and didn't get it. Then he brings us all the way back down again, and then we throw the interception in the end zone. To think that we had 2 interceptions in the end zone today is difficult, right? So, and then that drive at the end. I mean, again, those are drives that can ignite a season and turn a season around, and we just didn't finish them. But I'm happy to see that Chubba got a chance to play, and we will just if he's the guy, we'll coach him up as best we can.
What's the message to your team with 2 games and 2 more chances to clinch bowl eligibility?
Yeah, I think right now, when you win and you lose, it's really important to talk about the moment that you're in. I think for me, it's important to remind them, that how much I respect them and care about them, and how I know some guys are really hurting, and some guys I'm sure feel like, man, I let the guys down, or if I hadn't done this. But, it's the man in the arena, the guy that has the guts to go out there, that, puts himself out there. So I just encourage them to make sure they understand that at the University of Nebraska, I expect us to finish the game on offense, but also expect us to finish the game on defense. And this shouldn't be anything but a team. And, that when I think about that game, I think about what I could have done differently, not, oh, you should have done this. So I encourage the team to do that. I encourage the team to come back next week ready to go. This is, as I said, the things that we talk about, not beating ourselves, not having penalties, winning the turnover battle, running the ball and stopping the run, affecting the quarterback, fourth quarter shutouts, middle eight, all the things that we talk about are really what winning and losing is about. And so our guys are learning that lesson, sometimes really good, sometimes really bad, in terms of like in tough circumstances, not tough circumstances, but if they can learn everything there is to know about winning and losing in these times, they'll be really good in the end. So just reminded them that, we'll go play Wisconsin. It's another Big Ten team. It'll probably be the same type of game. Probably get down to the end. Probably need to make one more play than than the other team did tonight. Maryland did, to give them credit. But I really do believe that that's the message. And I believe that our seniors, they're winners. And I know how badly they want to win, and how badly they want to finish with a win and get to a bowl game and all those different things. And sometimes you have to overcome these circumstances and show back up, when you're kind of crushed to get there. And I expect our guys will do that versus a really tough Wisconsin team next week. And so, but that was the message. There wasn't a lot of yelling and screaming. I know the guys played hard. They laid all their heart and soul on the line. Got guys banged up, other guys stepped in. I just want them to learn from it and continue to get better.
Quentin status?
Yeah, Quentin. Unfortunately, we tried to take the pads off a little bit this week and help the guys out. So we took the pads off on Tuesday. Wanted to be fresh for today. Put the pads off on Wednesday, just the tops, and was tackling somebody, like butting a guy up and hit his shoulder. And so we thought he'd be cleared for the game today. Wasn't quite ready. He certainly wanted to play, so we expect he'll be ready next week. But just kind of an unfortunate event on Wednesday.
With Chubba, was that the same thing that he'd been dealing with earlier in the season, or was it something new?
Yeah, no, Chubba's just been kind of dealing with that groin since he hurt it in preseason.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks, guys.
Just your emotions, as they make that kick, and just what's going through your mind and your heart at that moment and right now.
I'm disappointed. It's not what we wanted, but the great thing about football is we get to come back tomorrow and look at the film and be able to correct the mistakes that were made today on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's a team loss. We let up on defense. I can say we let up too many big plays. We knew it was going to be a passing game. So when that happens, and you prepped for it all week, and it still happens, and you're shocked. I don't know what else to say, but get to the film and fix it.
You got gathered the team there right before the fourth quarter. What was kind of the message in that moment?
Yeah. So Coach Rule just we'd all realized that when we played against Illinois, we all came together in the fourth quarter, and Illinois is probably the best ball we've played all year. You could feel the emotion, you could feel the energy from both sides, from every aspect on the team. My message to them was that, this is the game that we love. This is the type of game we want to be in. This is a Big Ten football game. So it's going to come down to the playmakers, and it's going to come down to each and every one of us to go out there and finish it out. Unfortunately, didn't go our way again. So let's get back to it this week.
Is that the kind of energy you're trying to channel going forward these last two games, that Illinois energy you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that's the standard. I mean, each week the standard is raised, and I mean, I even raised it today for myself. Thought I played a pretty good game today. and it has to happen again next week. Can't take and no games off. Not saying that anyone takes a game off, but we know in the D-line room that's going to count. Like the D-line sets the tone of the game, and going forward, it's just how can we raise that standard and get everyone else on board together.
What is the challenge of just those sudden change situations that you guys had to keep coming out and you get 5 turnovers today and all?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's really no challenge. We love playing defense. It's part of the game. It's unfortunate, but our job as a defense is to go and do the same thing. The way you could fight that is telling us that we can go get more turnovers. And we went in at halftime. That was the message. It was that there was no corrections or anything like that. It was more of go get that ball. And then Omar comes out and one of the first plays and gets a fumble and recovers it, and Buddha gets a pick, and then Omar gets another fumble, and we start seeing the ball kind of playing into our favor, and it should have been happening all game, not till the third and fourth quarter.
How good of a quarterback was Tagovailoa?
Yeah, he's a good passer, and he's shifty and he's fast. I mean, he about got me when he threw that interception to Buddha, but we just knew all week that he was going to like to roll out. He's like to spin out to his left and roll out wide to his right, and we just knew that if we were rushing him, that don't give him the step-up lane in the B gap and kind of rush him on his upfield shoulder and kind of wider, so when he decides to spin, you can meet him at the spin, or if he wants to roll out, meet him at when he likes to roll out at his depth. So, yeah, he's a hell of a player.
All good?
Thanks.
Ed Scott, questions?
Good job.
Go through the emotions for you of that last drive where it seems like something's brewing and then that having it end the way it did?
Yeah, I think we were rolling on that last drive for us. I think we were finally those body blows are starting to add up and that defense starting to wear down. And I think that we were just going play after play after play, and then, having the game end like that, not a good feeling after having our last drive like that.
What's the challenge, or is there one, just with the shifting quarterback dynamic today with 3 different guys playing throughout the game?
It's no different for us. I mean, we trust all 3 of those guys back there. They all prepare like they're going to be the starter, so having any one of them back there, we're comfortable knowing that that's the quarterback out there at the time, and we're going to run with it.
What do you think it was like on that last drive when Chuba came into the game within the crowd, started to stand up and cheer, and with how the offense got rolling there?
I think we're all just fired up to go out there and get a drive going, and I think he was pumped up to be out there, and he was leading the offense perfectly. I mean, we were going out there chunking plays, and we had a lot of energy going into that drive, which was nice. And
you guys were able to move the ball. What's the confidence level of you guys right now?
I think we're confident. We just attacking the line of scrimmage, especially with the O-line, attacking the line of scrimmage, running the ball, and then working off of that. I mean, I think we saw it today when we keep running the ball and those body blows add up on defense, and toward the end of the game they don't want to stop the run no more because they're just out of it.
What are your emotions when you're busting up out there and piling up? How do you stay positive and move on from that?
It's just like Coach Rule says, it's a what's next mentality. I think we just gotta keep going out there and playing on the same level as what Coach Donnie says. Never get too high, never get too low, or just keep it on the same level. And I think that we're really bought into that and treating every drive like it's the same drive.
Anything else from Ben? All right.
Thank you.
What'd you see on that interception? It was obviously really close to the sideline. Did you think that you got your foot in?
I definitely thought I got my foot in for sure. I just was running to the ball, plaster drill. We practiced it every practice. So when he scrambled, I was looking for work, and I just tips equal picks, so picked the ball off.
I talked about at halftime that the defense did not much corrections, but yet you guys basically focused on we got to go out and take the ball away, right? Is that what the message was?
Yeah, the message was that. I mean, they had a couple explosive plays in the second half, but in the first half they had that one deep ball, and that's all that I can recall right now. But it wasn't just little stuff. We just had to do with RDV. Play physical, play fast, get off blocks, tackle, all the stuff that we've been preaching the whole year. So that's what we went back to and started preaching halftime.
How challenging of a quarterback was he to face, just the many things he's able to do?
He's a good quarterback. It's a good team. They have a bunch of athletes, and he's able to utilize his athletes with his arm and getting open and scrambling and stuff like that. He's a really good athlete and has a really good arm.
How'd you feel like things were in the locker room, the mood after that?
After second half?
No, just after the game.
After the game. I wouldn't say we were sad. Obviously, I mean it was disappointing. I mean we got down to the last second to kick a field goal. We lost. I mean, a loss is always bad, but I feel like the team is just going to approach it like every other week. We're going to go 1-0. We're going to look over the film, and we're going to figure some stuff out, and then we're going to try to go 1-0 this week.
When the offense is turning it over so much, how frustrating is it as a defender?
I think we use it as an opportunity to show how great we are. So like we get put into not ideal situations, but that's also an opportunity for us to show how great we are and make plays the way we're supposed to make plays. So that's why you see us cheering when we go out, like when we go out, and we we build up our own momentum, and we use that to go out and play that drive.
The plays probably all run together on that last Maryland drive, but is there one that sticks out to you that you wish you guys had back on that one?
No, I mean there's going to be mistakes. We had mistakes on that drive, so we're just going to go back and look on the film and fix it. But I mean, that's just how the game goes. That's how football is. I mean, you're gonna mess up, but you just got to. I mean, you can fix stuff with effort, physicality. So we just got to get back and go 1-0 this week.
Is that the mentality you talked about? You know, creating your own energy, like flush this one, get ready for Wisconsin. Like, what's your guys' mentality going into this next one?
Going into next week, we're probably gonna watch film, see what we did wrong, work on what we did wrong in practice, keep preaching RDV, keep preaching win the rep, keep preaching what's next. Try to go 1-0 this week against Wisconsin.
All good.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.